after live stream last night, you said, quote, self-realization starts with realizing who you are not and having the simplest way to recognize who you are, losing complete interest in who you are not, as far as paying attention at it, expanding the one who you are, which is I am. Then I am, because it's purified of all pain and heaviness, can merge to not even I am. End quote. Would you please elaborate on that? Thank you so much.
What I mean by dropping who we are not, really by not listening to the mind and believing it, unless it is a very profitable and beneficial thought and immediate thoughts. In other words, as long as we believe the suggestions that the thoughts give us as a thinker, then the chance of seeing that expanded consciousness that we are becomes very, very hard to see. So as we listen or believe of looking at the thoughts and say, yeah, I'm this way, yeah, I'm that way. If we can just cut down on that, knowing that there is only a thought, is like something that doesn't have any base to it. It's just a repeated opinion. If we can come to this conclusion that the mind most of the time is like a dog that is barking for no reason, then we are ready to experience and taste ourselves beyond the mind, beyond the useless thinking. And if we cannot do that, then our silence is temporary. In other words, we either are in silence or in chaos. So the chaos have to be realized that it is just the baseless sound, noise, imagery. And that needs a really good taking look at this repeated activity and come to the conclusion that I'm none of these thoughts. These thoughts don't even belong to me anymore. It did before, because I accepted them as real. So when we have an unpleasant feeling that is triggered by a thought, we just don't believe it. We just reject it. Where we always accepted it, now we reject it. Reject is quality. We delete it as if it was computer. And that's when we can go beyond the mind. Beyond the mind means not going with the mind. That's what it means. If we can do that little by little, then the balance, the equanimity, the peace, the freedom and the stillness become visible in our being. It's like a piece of paper. You have a piece of paper and you start taking a pen and start doing all sorts of figuration on it. And then you look at it, you forget about the piece of paper. Now, if you really look at the piece of paper once in your life even, and say, wait a minute, if I want to find a paper, it's already there. I need to take my concentration from all the imagery that is on top of it, or erase it with non-attention and realization that what we believed constantly and turned to moods and feelings and emotion is just a suggestion from the part of us that is very ignorant. And we can't give any more credit than that. Now, the mind can be used if you have studied mathematics and you have a job that you have to deal with it. God bless the mind. But any other registration in the mind that is imagery and useless and is just suggestion and opinion and condemnation, these just have to be rejected completely, little by little, by realizing the quality of it, not by force rejecting it. By realizing that they cannot be real because they're constantly moving and changing faces. If we can come to this realization, then what is invisible right now to us as eternal peace and joy and equanimity, we will experience it in our life. To that degree. You know, the most precious, the first question answer says, what is the cause of suffering? It says, suffering is a product of the mind. Go beyond the mind and experience no pain and no suffering. Beyond the mind means don't believe the mind. What is mind? Just thoughts. What are thoughts is impression that we believed and we accepted from our childhood. So we release it. I had a conference call for, I don't know, a year or two, many years ago in early 2000. Few people during that time asked me, why do you emphasize on the mind? I said, what do you want me to emphasize on? I'm emphasizing on the cause of your pain and suffering. We don't want to pacify that. We want to understand it and let go of it.